Good morning, Kodali and Diksha, right?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning. Let's wait. Let him join. Good morning, Bharath. Can you hear me? You're muted actually.
Hello.
Yeah, now you can hear.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm audible, right?
Yeah, you're audible now. Yeah.
Um, yeah.
You are able to share the
Uh,
screen also, right?
Sorry.
Are you able to share the screen?
Uh, yeah.
Share
1 minute.
screen sharing.
I'll
Yeah.
do that. Uh, 1 minute.
I mean, just wanted to confirm it. Yeah.
Yeah. I, yeah.
Okay. Nice. You're on the
Yeah.
phone or what?
Yeah. I'm using my phone. Yeah. I only have my office laptop and I can't connect with that. So, yeah, I will share some like examples through phone itself. And is it visible for everyone?
Yeah, it's visible, but otherwise, no, you can send me and I will share it if that's okay for you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, first I will start uh, with the basic uh, topics. Then I actually need to share some architecture uh, so that it's clear for people. I will do that.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah. Uh, Hello everyone. I think we can start. There are uh, like a
Yeah.
lot of people here, and
Let me introduce also. Bharat is my actually classmate in the MTech,
hmm,
and he's interested in sharing the knowledge, in industry knowledge. So yeah, that's why the seminars come up. And Bharat, actually, some of my interns are here, in addition to our friends
okay,
also. Yeah. Okay, you can
great.
start now. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. So about me, I am Bharat. I have a total of 6 years experience into data science. So I'm more of a like yeah, I have worked mainly in traditional ML uh, most of the time. So from last year, like last 1.5 years, where Gen AI took off. I am doing some projects in Gen AI domain also. So currently I work in Target, which is one of the top retail companies in US. So when it comes to US companies, there is a huge investment into Gen AI. Like almost all the teams are asked and are required to use Gen AI in their day-to-day work as well. And also in terms of projects also, they are uh, being asked to use. So before I start, I want to check uh, what is the uh, audience, like what type of audience we have here. Are you guys mostly into engineering and software development, or are you guys data scientists, or what is your background?
Yeah, maybe we can start with Hari. Hari, can you hear me? Hari,
Hello.
then Aditya. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Good.
yeah, I'm majorly like into data analytics currently, like data engineering and modeling and everything. So I'm moving towards
Right.
ML side.
Software. Okay.
Yeah.
Not software engineering side, and you understand ML. So meaning, do you develop ML related projects, or do you develop software
No,
engineering related?
I'm like I just started with ML related, so I want to gain more
Okay.
exposure. So I'm
Okay.
here. Yeah.
Mm, Got it.
Yeah. Thank
Do
you.
you have a idea on most people here,
Huh.
Manoj? Like, do you think most people here are from engineering background, or from a data science background?
Yeah.
Engineering
And
background.
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
let's
Got
also
it.
check with Aditya. Aditya, are you there?
Yes. Hi, my name is Aditya, and I'm working into analytics as like Hari, and working into data engineering, data modeling, some part of AI and ML, some use cases. Worked on a couple of them.
Right.
I'm trying to explore into LLMs and agentic AI.
Right. Right.
Oh, great.
Got it.
Yeah. Okay. Bharat, actually, others are interns. Would you like to know their background also? They are actually college students now.
Okay. So are they from a computer science background, or are they from like a mathematical background?
No, they are from data science only. Okay, maybe let's start with Ananya. Ananya, can you introduce?
Uh, yes, sir. Good morning. I am from a computer science background and currently I am in third year.
Right. Right.
Annapurna then?
Yes, sir. So this is Annapurni here, and I have been pursuing MSc Integrated Data Science at Amrita University. Currently, I'm final year student, sir, and in an intern role as a junior AI developer
Mm, mm,
here. Yes,
Right.
sir.
Right.
Okay.
Got
And
it.
Palak? Yeah, Palak. Mm,
Yes,
Palak,
sir.
yeah.
I'm from electrical engineering from NIT Surat. I'm working as an AI developer intern over here.
Right.
And
Right.
Sudiksha?
Hello, sir. Good morning. Actually, I'm currently pursuing final year in the Bachelor's of Computer Science and Engineering, and I'm very much interested in machine learning and AI. And I'm currently working as a AI and automation developer.
Okay,
Right.
thank you everyone for the introduction. Okay, then Vasu, are you there?
Hey, hi Manoj, hi team.
Yeah. Hi, good morning, Vasu. Yeah, can you please introduce, which role you are working in? Bharat wants to know that.
Yeah. See, actually, I'm working for a public sector bank. So I have around 5 years of experience in data science space. Okay. So currently, actually, I was into the statistical modeling before, but now currently I got a assignment of Gen AI and AI applications. So I have developed one chatbot also. So in our application, so that is completely on premise. So there is no cloud setup there. So we are actually more exploring into this agentic AI space going forward. At
Right.
least this year, this will be our agenda. So I also actually wanted to get hands-on on this agentic AI. So.
Got it.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we have covered most people, like, and from what I can understand is people from both backgrounds are here, like mostly into DS and a little bit of engineers as well. That is great to hear. Like, so the reason why I asked this question is, so in Target, we do we pursue like we have multiple use cases in terms of LLM, which involves agentic AI as well. So we are actually, so most of these use cases we give it to engineers and let them handle it. Like, I will talk about why that is the case. Like, so we come in initially like from DS side and we develop the initial solution, but at the end of the day, we ask engineers to handle it. Like, because these projects are more or less an engineering project than a uh, actual data science related project. Uh, so so why is a uh, so before we go into agentic AI, right? Like we will talk about LLMs itself. So what does LLM? Yeah.
Bharat, I'm sorry to interrupt. Actually, I missed one of them. Quarterly, can you please introduce?
Hello sir, myself Kodali. I am a third year student from Artificial Intelligence and Data Science, and I have experience in LLM agentic stuff, like basic experience and minimum experience in data analytics and other stuff.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Great.
Sorry, Bharat. Yeah, you can continue now.
Yeah. So um yeah. So I guess all of you have a basic understanding of what an LLM is and how it works, right? Like uh so basically LLMs are nothing but next word predictor. So they are trained on huge data sets and they are fine tuned to reply based on question you ask. So that is the basic premise of LLMs, right? And how we use it is like, so normal, a simple LLM use case, what we try to do, right? Like, so we try to give a prompt, uh, and we try to we try to tell it like exactly what is the detail we wanted to answer, and uh, we get an answer based on that, right? So that is a like basic LLM use case. So now, uh, when it comes to agentic AI, right? Like, so what do we mean by agentic, right? Like, so that is the first question we want to answer. Uh, so it can mean a lot of things. Like, so it can change across different organization also. So, but the main thing is there are two different types of agentic uh, use cases. One is workflow based agents, and another is a pure agentic AI. I'll talk about what these are and what is the like current uh, like how it's actually being used in an industry level, uh, and how does it look in production, right? So what is a workflow based agent? First of all, we will go for that. uh, so a workflow is nothing but a bunch of steps, right? Uh, so like, so if I know what are all the things I want an agent to do, I will actually program a bunch of steps for it, and it will directly do that steps, right? So that is the main premise of workflow agents. So for example, let's say if we have a RAG, right? So RAG is nothing but retrieval augmented generation, where we try to store a bunch of documents into a vector DB, and we will try to retrieve the most relevant document, right? So here, let's say if I want to create a simple RAG-based system which directly answers queries. So what is the workflow I will write for here, right? So first thing is, based on the question, I need to retrieve relevant document. So that will be the first step in this agentic workflow, right? Uh, so first step will be, I will directly, using the query, I will directly retrieve the documents. So next step, what I will do is, uh, based on the retrieved documents, I will try to rank the documents which is actually relevant to the question, right? So here, uh, LLMs will be used in this step, but it will have a separate prompt to actually just rank the documents based on relevance, right? So this is the next step of this workflow. Now the third step will be, based on the relevant documents, it will try to answer. And the fourth step will be an evaluation step where we ask the LLM to see if it actually answers a user question or not. So this is a simple workflow where I define what are all the steps, right? So LLM is not deciding for me. Like it's just following a bunch of steps which I have laid out for it. So this is the workflow based agent. So uh, until last year, like, so these are the main types of agents that are actually used by people. Uh, like, because letting an LLM to take decisions might not always work out. Like, it is very difficult to uh, like ask an LLM to take decisions, and it is very tough to do that also. Like, so most of the projects that were like created like mostly in the beginning of the last year, and uh, uh, at the time, like, it was mostly workflow type of agents, not an agent where LLMs get to choose what to do, uh, and also they get to decide what exactly is a sequence of actions they need to take, right? uh, so now that we know what workflow agents is, like, now we will go for like a uh, agentic AI workflow where LLMs take the decisions, right?
Hey, hi, Bharat. Sorry to interrupt, but just curious, are you sharing something? Because I'm not able to.
No, not exactly.
Okay, perfect. So then we are fine. So the other argument that I wanted to engage with you is, see, I totally agree that we should not be letting the agents take the decisions. Okay, but what in my experience has happened is sometimes the agent actually takes, or the LLM starts taking better decisions than humans. The reason being the knowledge background, or the knowledge, what we call it, the truth knowledge, or the scope of knowledge that
Business
the
knowledge.
LLM has. Exactly, the business knowledge, right?
Hmm.
LLM has a lot larger information than what, or in other sense, we can also say that humans miss it out. So
Hmm.
is there any way where you had seen that, okay, there are a bunch of decision that has been taken, or say uh, suppose there is a decision that should be taken, say, on that particular action,
Hmm.
and LLM suggests, okay, these are the three folks, and automatically, depending upon the three actions, we rate them and then take a decision. So I'm thinking of more of
Right.
an automated way. So have you come
Right.
across something like this?
Yeah. Yes. So I'm talking about two different types of agentic AI, right? Like, one is workflow based, which is the one I have explained so far,
Mm-hmm.
where we define what is the step by step what needs to be done, right?
Mm-hmm.
So LLM still take some of the decisions. For example, they uh, try to understand the user intent and try to rank the documents, right? And also they evaluate the answer it is providing, right? Also, like, making sure it's grounded on the relevant document. Uh, so this is one type of agent. So this type of workflow agent, right? So this we can implement when we surely know what is the steps, right? Like, so when
Mhm.
I myself don't know, or it's a little bit ambiguous and a decision has to be taken real time, at the time, this won't work. This workflow agent won't work. But if I know certain steps of certain set of steps has to be taken, this workflow agent will work. So
Got you.
yeah,
Got you.
and
Yes. Mm.
yeah, and regarding your question, right? I'm coming to that. So that
Mhm.
involves a different type of agent, and yeah, I'll talk about that. Uh,
Yes. Yes. But Bharat,
yeah,
what you suggested clarified what I had in mind. Okay. But yes, sorry, I jumped in a little bit too early. But yes, please continue. Thanks. Thanks for taking up. Yes.
mm, no issues. Uh, so yeah, now going into uh, uh, the type of agent uh, where we let it take decisions, right? So the mainly why I said like last year we only try to use this normal workflow type of agent is like there was not proper structure, uh, like there was not a lot of details, so like not a proper way to build the type of agents where we let it take decisions, right? Like so a lot of times what end up happening is for example, there used to be something called react agents, uh, which has what it does is uh, like so so these are agents where we give it a bunch of tools, and it will try one tool, and it will observe what is the result, and it will see if it works or not, right? uh, so those type of agents actually had a lot of issues, like for example, it took a lot of time to run, uh, and also like it needs to be like iterated, like uh, so there are a lot of such uh, like outliers that was happening. So that's why like it was not very good, at least till last year. Like so now it has gone. It has become much better actually. Like the proper agentic implementations where we let LLM take decisions, right? Uh, has become much better, and so I will talk about the current architecture which is being used for most of this systems, right? Like uh, so before going into that, like where do we use this type of agents, right? Like so this is mostly used, so agent is nothing but something we let it take decisions on behalf of us, right? Like so it's a end-to-end automated workflow. uh, there can be a user like validation which will come at the end, but most of the things we will try to uh, abstract and automate. So that is the purpose of building an agentic workflow, like where we try to automate existing stuff, right? Uh, so here the uh, there are like the main thing that has happened in this space is the introduction of MCP servers. Uh, so this MCP protocol uh, like standardize the way how we give different tools to this LLMs. Uh, so how this structure will look like, right? Like let me try to find one architecture like for this particular type of LLM. Uh, like just give me 1 minute. I'll share that with you guys. I had so this MCP a protocol is introduced by Anthropic. I'm hoping they have some. While I find this, do you have any questions till this point?
But you were saying the second type of agent. First one I understood it is like a workflow agent. And what is the second? Sorry, I missed that actually. Second one you were saying.
Yeah. So yeah, that is where that is what I'm coming to actually. Like yeah.
Yeah, Bharath, Hari here. So first type you told as workflow agents, right? So that is more or less like an automation job, right? So what exactly, maybe if you can shed some light, like what would be the difference between the automation jobs or like automation workflows and this workflow agents?
Yes. Yes. Uh, so yeah. So both the type of agents I'm talking about, right? They both are used for automation jobs, like because so an agentic workflow itself is mainly for automating tasks. So the difference between this current type of agent, what I'm going to talk about is, so this takes decisions by itself. Like this doesn't take decisions. So the previous agent, I give it a bunch of steps on what to do, right? Like I tell it what tools to call. I tell it so I tell it step by step what it should do, right? So that is
Mm.
not what is happening here. So this type of agents, it takes the decision on what to do, and it does that by itself. Uh, is that clear?
Yeah, that point is clear, but I was thinking like usually like in software level we do see some automation jobs, right? Like if you trigger let's say like let's say if you are knowing this about Azure Data
Right.
Factory, Azure Data
Hmm.
Factory. So you schedule a job on your
Hmm.
day-to-day basis or like every 1 hour basis. Okay.
Hmm.
And you just trigger it. You schedule a job. It triggers like, let's say like it is picking from the data lake and it is putting into your data bricks. And
Yeah.
one more job from Databricks, it is doing some business rules and like it is filtering the data. So this is a kind of automation, right? So
Yes.
this how I mean like what is the difference between this kind of automation and the workflow agentic
Right.
AI?
Got it. Yeah, I think that is
Yeah.
something I'll talk about a little later.
Ah,
I will
okay.
come to
Okay.
that. Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
that's a
Bharat. Okay.
good
Fine.
question. I'll come to that little later. Uh,
Okay.
so this uh, so uh, so the second type of agent which I'm mainly talking about, right, will look something like this. It will have like different, little bit more layers. Like for example, so this is one agent, right? Like so here we have one agent doing some actions. So there can be cases where it can be like it can have multiple agents where like uh, so it can also be multimodal models as well. But here we will look at this particular agent here. Uh, so now it says agent and MCP servers, right? Like uh, so what will this agent have here, right? Like so this agent will have two things. One is the LLM model, like whatever model you want to use, and tools, right? So the tools will come from something called MCP server. Uh, and what this agent will do, right? Like it will decide on what tool to use. So based on whatever the question is being asked, it will decide on what tool to use and what exactly it needs to do. And then it will take the action, right? So I will give an example here on like on a particular agent, right? For example, let's say I want to create a bug fix agent, right? Uh, so what does this bug fix agent needs to do, right? Uh, so it needs to read my code, like, uh, and it needs to understand. Let's say I wanted to solve like edge cases, or let's say uh, like, so this is the first time I'm writing unit test, and it gives some error. It needs to fix those issues, right? Uh, so it needs to do a bunch of things to actually fix these bugs, right? Uh, First thing is, this agent should have access to Jira, right? Like, so Jira is nothing but a tracking tool where people enter uh, information about bugs. Like, if someone finds a bug, they will write a ticket and they will tell what it is. Next thing, what it has to do is it has to get the code, right? Like, it has to get the actual code that is currently implemented from the Git, and then it has to fix the bug, uh, and then it has to write. Sorry, then it has to raise a pull request, which the user like us can go and uh, approve or disapprove, right? Like, based on the project. So, so this involves like, uh, so the AI to actually think about multiple things, right? Uh, like, for example, it needs to know when to uh, raise a pull request, when to actually uh, like go and read the Jira, when to actually like how to actually check the bug fix, right? So it needs lot of information, uh, which and it's taking a lot of actions by itself, right? Like, it needs to be given proper tools so that it can perform these actions, and the agent itself decides what action it should do and when it should do, right? Uh, so, so what is so here you see MCP server, right, which has information about Git, Slack, OneDrive, sorry, Google Drive, all of. So, what does this MCP server involves, right? Like, so this MCP server, uh, like, provides like a common interface for uh, all the things LLM require, and it will provide all the details to the LLM, right? So there are three things an LLM usually uses uh, for most of the its operations. One is tools, right? So this tools can be like a, API to do a Git pull, right? A API to raise a pull request. So these can be tools. Uh, so there are other tools also which you can create like for a custom in a custom way. For example, a tool to run unit tests, right? If you have a proper structured projects where you keep unit test in one folder, you can create a tool which will take those unit tests and it will run all of them after you uh, tried a bug fix, right? So that is a so these are examples of tools that LLMs will use. Next thing is resources. So this resources is nothing but database, right? Like, uh, so for example, Jira, like if it wants to read all the different Jira tickets, that's raised for a particular project, right? So that information will come from a resource which has all the Jira ticket information. So all these things in an MCP server, and they will be provided as tools to the agent, right? So why this MCP server, right? Like, why not give it a API documentation and let the model figure it out, right? Like, so the main reason why we have an MCP server is like, so LLMs, so the normal API documentation, right? First of all, won't have enough details for an LLM to actually take decisions, right? LLM require more finer uh, like details. You need to provide exactly what your function does, and like how it needs to be used. Like otherwise, agent might use a wrong tool. Uh, for example, if you have very similar tools, right, it won't exactly know. Like if I have, so usually we'll have multiple APIs for like very similar sounding names, and uh, even the description will be very similar. So that type of setup won't work for an LLM. So in order for us to standardize all of that, right, we have to define all of them as tools, and we have to give proper uh, like uh, proper explanation on what exactly each of them mean. So that is where this MCP concept comes in. And after once this is, so with all this information, right, now LLM will take a bunch of steps. Like, so it will, it will decide on what step it needs to take, and it will do them one by one by calling all these tools. Uh, so here there is another concept, like two different concepts that come here. One is context engineering, where so so the two different concept is first is context engineering, and also uh, like uh, so context engineering and also this tool calling framework. So what is context engineering, right? Like when I try to fix a bug in a particular project, I need to actually understand what exactly that project does and how it exactly works, right? So that information can also should also needs to be provided, uh, so that agent can take a right action, right? Like so otherwise it will be like trying to do something. If you try to do something without an actual business understanding or how a project works, right? Uh, so most of the time you can't write. Like for example, we use LLMs for trying to generate some small codes for us, right? Like so usually if you don't actually tell it what your project does and what you exactly you need it to do, it will write bad code, right? Like it doesn't have the proper context and it will write bad code for it. So that context engineering is very crucial here. Like for every project, so that is also something you can keep it as a tool, right? Like where you give the LLM your entire repo and ask it to understand. You can go back and fix it if you find some issues, right? So that part is also included, like is very important for these type of agents where it takes the decision, right? And another thing is there is another layer here, which is intent classification. So this intent classification, uh, will tell the agent exactly how it needs to act, right? For example, if I want to create like a one agent that does, so especially in terms of like multi-agent workflow, right? Uh, I want one agent to do bug fix, one agent I want to do unit testing, right? Uh, so, but I want to wrap it all into one and give it to the user, right? Like, I don't want to create like one chatbot UI for unit test fix, one chatbot UI for something else, right? Like, uh, so so in that case, what we actually try to do, uh, uh, hello, am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yes,
You
yes,
are
you're audible. Yes, loud and clear.
Sorry, I thought it got disconnected. Okay. Uh, so yeah. So this intent classification, based on what user is asking, right? It will try to define which agent it should actually go to, right? Like if I have written one particular agent for like unit testing, like how it should write unit test and all of that, uh, like it should go for that first. Uh, so like, and if a user is asking questions regarding that, it should go for that. So that is also another concept that uh, gets used in these type of agentic workflow, which is intent classification, like which tells what exactly is the user intent. Like even for a simple bug fix, like it's good to get a context that will tell, uh, like user will just ask, like, can you fix this bug for me? Like, but it's if you have the proper context engineering that is already done, right? You can get a proper intent from the user query, uh, which will give more details for the LLM to take the proper action. Uh, so, like, I'm not sure if you guys use Copilot. Like, so there, if you see, uh, there is an option, especially if you use VS Code, there's an option to generate like proper instruction to uh, Copilot. Like, so that is something very similar to this context engineering. Uh, so if you do that generate uh, like instruction, it will create one document where it will tell how your project is structured and what is the intent of your project. All of that it will do. Uh, so that is the main idea of these type of agent. So is there any question till now? Yeah, I think it might be a little bit complex, especially in case you guys don't know this MCP server and all of that. Maybe try to go through these concepts a little bit on your own.
Yeah.
So now I want to talk about so how to actually productionize this, right? And when to even use this, right? So I'll do it a little bit. Like I will not go too much detail because we don't have a lot of time. Uh, so uh, so the main so I mentioned these type of projects are handled by engineering team. They are the ones like we initially created and uh, give it to engineering teams, right? Like, uh, so why do we even have to initially come in, right? Like, especially DS, why do we have to come in? Uh, like why can't software engineers just do all of this, right? So there are two important parts in any LLM projects. One is business context. So this is very important. Like most of the LLM projects is not actually a DS project. Like it doesn't require lot of like analytical skills and understanding of data. Nothing like that is required. It requires mostly like the business context, like what are the exact steps business do, which we need to replicate, right? Like another thing is, so there needs to be a proper, like robust test, and also model selection has to be done. Uh, one thing is model selection, and another is test has to be done. Like uh, so, for an LLM project to be successful, right? Like we need something called golden data set, which is uh, nothing but actual uh, data which has the correct information, so that we can validate if LLM is actually working correctly or not, right? Like, for example, for software bug fix, uh, the golden data set can be like, so for this use case, it can be as simple as like a bunch of unit tests that is already written uh, for, and how it's like, and let's say a bunch of bugs that were already been solved. Uh, so that can be used as a golden data set. So this golden data set has to be initially small so that we can iterate quickly, but later it has to expand uh, to cover all the business cases. Like, for example, in bug fix, right? Like, there is a so for a particular team, there might be like a proper way to solve the bug. Like, so sometimes LLM will produce a code, but it might solve the bug, but like it might not be the good optimal code. So all of that you have to test. Like you have to create a proper validation data set, which needs to be run every time when you make any changes to this tool. Uh, so this has to be initially initialized. Like, and also another thing is model selection, right? Like, and even the prompt engineering has to be like done properly in the initial stages. Like, so model selection mainly like depending on the agent that we use, right? Like, do we need multimodal support? Like, do we have images that agent needs to understand? Like, so you need to for all of that, right? You need to try out different models, and you need to write prompt particularly for it. Like, so I don't know, like if you have implemented production level LLM system, right? You can't just switch out models with same prompt. Like, for example, I can't switch GPT 4.0 with 4 with GPT 5, for example. Mainly because so these are not like these are not open source models, right? We don't know exactly how it built. So the prompt you have written for one model might not work on another model, especially like, for example, they might have. So what we noticed is from 4.0 to 4.1, they have changed the tokenizer. Like, it was, so the one that was working for 4.0, the same prompt is not working for the another one. So you would not even know it if you don't have a proper uh, validation data set. You will just go ahead and like make changes and thinking it will improve, right? Like, so that type of decisions, like at least will require DS people, like, because we understand. So the main difference between like DS and engineering projects, right? And the engineering projects are structured properly, right? Like, so if I build something as an engineer, I'll expect it to work same way every time. So, but for DS projects, that is never the case. Like, data will keep on changing, and like we will. So we are used to things not working the same way every time, and we understand that part. Like we understand why that is happening, and we know how we can fix it, right? So that part is required, and also so this type of agentic workflow can solve in everything. Like so, especially don't use these type of things when there is no need for it, right? Like for example, you should not use this for forecasting because uh, there is no need. Like normal forecasting models will do better, right? Like uh, so you should not automate things just for the sake of it. Uh, so you should only use LLMs where there is a uh, case where like you need to take a ambiguous decision, like so so where you require dynamic decision making, right? Like uh, or like probably something like a summarization is required. Like so the data might be not always in one format, it might be in different formats, so you require to standardize that data. Like so only those type of cases, right, where ambiguity exists, and normal uh, like you can even write like a normal software for it, right? Like where all of that won't work, then only you should use this type of LLM agents or workflow, all of this, like where normal traditional ML method or like methods actually don't work. Like, so there can be cases where it's good to try also, like it's good to try this agentic approach and see maybe if it's giving improvement. But when your model is already accurate, right? Like for example, if I want to do optimization, right? Like for example, route optimization, uh, uh, only linear optimization models will give me a good results. Like LLM can never reach the optimization model level in those type of use cases. So you have to have that understanding of uh, when to use LLMs and when not to, especially when you build production level projects, right? Uh, so yeah, that is my so that is what makes a successful LLM project. Like where you're not doing it for the sake of it, you are actually doing with the proper intent and understanding of why I'm using this and why not something else. Like so, you should be able to answer that. Uh, yeah. So nothing. Yeah, I think that's all from my side. If you have
Hey,
guys want
Bharat,
to talk about something or have any questions, yeah, go
yeah.
ahead.
So it's not basically a question. It's more of like I would like to understand your experiences on things. So I totally agree that switching models definitely doesn't work. In fact,
Yeah.
we have burnt our hands. We are having something in production from Sama Technologies, right? So we are doing a lot of things on LLM in production. Okay,
Yeah.
definitely moving from LLM 1 to LLM 2 doesn't work because it's like closed source. We don't know how things work inside and all this.
Yes.
But if you see that scenario, I would like to understand your opinion on how about upgrades. So upgrades of a LLM, by upgrade I mean moving from LLM from ChatGPT 3.0, ChatGPT 3 to GPT 4.0 or something like that, or say GPT 4.0 to GPT 5. So how
Right.
would we strategize this movement? Because it's not a LLM change per se, right? It's
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
it's underlying it's LLM change. Sorry, I might be sounding a bit confusing, but it's an upgrade. We really don't. It's still a no closed source thing. Nobody knows what's out there in five, in GPT 5, and everybody wants to upgrade, right?
Yes.
Because most of the decisions that are taken place are like the bosses out there, the C-suite, right? They may not be that technical, but they want to put it on the marketing place that hey, we are using the latest and greatest.
Latest. Right.
So how have you come across such situations? And
Yes.
is there a way we can like or is there a process which you had, even informal is fine, which we can really put into place? Say, hey, this is a process. These are 10 steps that you should do before even thinking of an upgrade. There are 10 steps that you do after doing an upgrade, and then 10 steps of validation. So like 30 steps and you're done, kind of a thing.
Yeah. So one important point, right? Like the golden data set I talked about, right? Like there should be a proper human validated data set that tells what is correct, right? So that will tell us like, so sometimes it might directly work, right? Like we don't know, like, so, uh, uh, so, so first thing you have to check the results on your golden data set, like just by maybe changing the model. Uh, so So, and this golden data set is nothing but like a unit test, right? Like you have to have all the cases, like wherever you faced issues before, you need to keep on adding those cases. Uh, because, and also there also like should be some human validation done, like uh, that should be keep on going like a normal ML project, right? Like uh, so some things you have to like 1% or 2%, you still have to ask for human validation just to check uh, if data is changed somehow, like somebody might be cheating, like so all of that can happen, right? Especially if you put it in a like a customer environment. Uh, so 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 that has to happen. And mainly if it's not working, right? Like for example, if I'm switching from 4.1 to 5 and it's not working, so you have to do all of the things again. Like for example, sometimes the prompt worked and this won't work there. So I need to try to tune it back again. Like so obviously from one model to another, we will get a performance improvement, right? If you're not seeing it, like something has changed, we need to try things again. Like for example, like if I'm doing RAG and the embedding that worked previously is not working, uh, so I need to again like try to uh, like try to do it again, like try a
Understood. So
different embedding.
basically, what I got from your response is, first measure yourself on the
Yes.
previous LLM, and
Yes.
switch the LLM and then remeasure yourself. If by
Yes.
measurement I mean testing, the golden data, the human validation, everything together, I'm putting it under like
Yes.
measurement. So
Yes.
measure it first, switch, measure it first, and then
Yes.
yeah, that sounds feasible. That's I think even I'm on the same page. That sounds the only way out, but
Hmm.
checking on LLMs, measuring LLMs is still tricky, man. It's been
Um,
because
not
it
not
surprises me,
if you have a
many times. Yeah.
huh. So if you have a proper golden data set, right? That's what I'm saying. Like so again, you will see issues, right? Like everywhere you will see issues, but you should not see the issues that already it made. Like that should not again come up. So that is what you
Okay.
need to
Understood.
make
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, on same page with this. In fact, I also had something very similar in my mind. Yeah, thanks for
Mm,
validating that. Yes.
mm, mm. Right. Right. Anything else? Anyone?
Vasu has raised the hand. Yeah.
Yes, 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 yes. Bharat, do you have any books no, regarding this agentic AI? Actually, I was asking. I was also searching for that. So,
Mm.
anything that we can follow? The books you have?
Yeah, I think the blogs from this main AI companies, right? Like Anthropic, OpenAI, like so they are more like updated and recent, right? Like so a lot of this are very quickly changing. Like MCP server is pretty new, right? Like so I don't know if there's a good book for it. So I generally read these papers, or if they speak in YouTube or something, right? Like so I think those type of, so not everybody, like just from the main labs, right? Like Anthropic people or OpenAI people. Uh, so especially talks from them or the blogs they have written. If you go through those, you will get a good idea. Um, anything?
Hello.
Yeah.
So, sir, currently the MCP is the 10, right, sir? But what is the industry going after currently? Like now MCP came out, and now what is the industry running after again?
Yeah, so now everyone is focused on agentic AI only, like, and I think MCP will stay in that, like, it will stay relevant. So most people are going for agentic because they want to automate, like, especially like a lot of business tasks, right? Like, since LLM can handle that business, like questions, if you like so it has some domain knowledge, right? Like, it will be able to take certain decisions which previously was not possible, like, uh, to build into a like a static software. uh, so so that is what people are going after right now, at least for some time. After this, actually, like, LLM models might change, like uh, the current LLM models are reaching its limitation. Like, there are better approaches. Like, there are a lot of papers on different better architectures, uh, which will come out in the future, is what I feel.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, Bharat, thanks for that perspective. Would you mind if I add something on top of that?
Yes.
Very interesting question, and it has been asked to me also a couple of times, right? Me being, I have to take responsibility of that AI for my company. So, see, if you look at the way the pattern is coming out, we had LLMs at first, okay. Then we had tools coming out. Why did tools come in? Because LLM definitely had some restrictions. It can't basically do operations on end machines. So by tools, I mean calculators, editors, and so on and so forth. So that emerged as an agent. Okay. So agent is the one who can handle these tools and all those stuff. But the problem was everybody had to write their own agent. So, for example, if I have an agent which is I write it for say Chat GPT or say any Chat GPT model. Since the API is fine, it will still be working across Chat GPT models, but still there is no guarantee. I can't use the same agent with the same tools across say any anthropic model. That's where uh,
MCP.
the landscape evolved and MCP came into picture, saying, "Hey, if I want to bring in a standardization so that you can talk." So the resultant is you write one agent talking to an MCP server, and MCP server takes care of the tools, right? Now the problem is there is still a contention on MCP server because now if there are two agents, they want to talk to each other, they have to talk via MCP server and get things done. There's a new protocol coming up. I think it was released around a week or two by Google, A2A, agent to agent protocol, right? So that is the next upcoming thing where your two agents will be able to talk to each other. Okay, agents backed by LLM, another agent backed by LLM. This doesn't mean MCP will go away. It is the next evolution. So if you see right, it is all being evolutionary, means it's getting on top of something. We develop A first, then we develop B, and then we develop C, and so on and so forth. All the alphabets are starting to develop on top of it. So as Bharat rightly suggested, okay, do follow the blogs out there, Anthropic, Open AI, even Perplexity and all this stuff, right? So do follow those blogs. Those are the right sources of the updated information out there. Even Google, right? Google has its own agent framework now.
Yeah.
A2D, I suppose. A2 agent. Some. Sorry, I don't recall the framework right now. But yeah, ADK. Yeah, sorry, Agent Development Kit. Okay, I tried out some things, and it has a bunch of tools already developed. So if you want to do a Google search, it already has a Google search kind of a tool available. Just plug it in and start using it. But in the nutshell, what I wanted to explain is all of these developments are evolutionary. Okay, they are getting built on top of others. And why? Because wherever the limitation is there, people start doing next. So LLM had a limitation of not have a data cutoff. Agents come into picture to give those tools so that they can have additional data. Right? RAG came into picture to give that additional data. So that's where RAG came in. Then agents came into picture, which gave tool. Now the standardization came in picture, which is coming from MCP. Now agents want to talk to each other. A2A is coming here. So I don't know what's going to come after A2A, but yeah, it's really interesting because my CTO, he predicted A2A coming in much before MCP had, and even MCP was just budding. And my CTO Malay, right? Follow him on LinkedIn if you want to. Quite good blogs that he writes. So
Right.
his name is Malaikan Sankarasubu. Okay, so follow him in. So so he predicted A2A last year when MCP was just budding on top
Right.
of things. But
Right.
that, and I asked him, how did you predict it? He said this has to be the next step because this is a problem, that is a solution.
Right.
Okay, so yeah, so I just added my 2 bits
So
on top of what Bharat said. But yes, thanks for giving me that opportunity. That's it from me. Yeah, go ahead.
Hey,
thank you.
Abhay, what was the name you said?
Malaikanan
Malaikanan.
Shankar Subbu. Hey, follow me on LinkedIn.
Malaikanan?
I'm Shankar Subbu.
Oh, Malaikan Sangasu. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, he is CTO of Sama. Very deep into AI. He started in AI like in like 2013, 2014. He pretty much knows the landscape of how AI works. And he started from that machine learning era, right? So
Right. Right.
you,
So
you
I
can
can
follow
add
me.
one more thing. Like, what is
Yeah.
so it's a limitation currently in LLMs and agentic AI, where it can't work in parallel. I don't know if this A to A
Yeah,
communication solves it,
yeah.
but
A2A actually solves it out. Yeah.
oh, okay,
I
okay.
even I need to do some hands-on on top of A2A. I didn't get a chance to,
Mm,
but yeah, I
mm,
think agent to agent would be able to do that.
right.
Let's share it on GitHub if you have,
Mm, mm.
and then we can
Got it.
connect.
Got it. Yeah, I can also try it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
Unless and until we do hands-on,
Yeah,
I
maybe Manoj or someone can also maybe initiate like how to suppose if we can frequently meet with some use case and maybe some code, maybe
Mm,
that also will work in future maybe.
yeah, let's
Yeah,
do
we
that.
can we can team up, and we are planning next month. No, one hands-on we are planning next month. So let's team up, Abhay and Bharat, and yeah, whoever
Yep.
is interested. No, let's try it out
Yeah,
because hands-on is very important. Yeah.
yeah,
I'm game for it, Manoj. I'm more than happy to explain those stuff.
yeah.
Yeah. Just share your LinkedIn on this chat, okay, if you can. Yeah,
Yeah,
Abhay.
yeah. Let me do that right away.
And Bharat also, yeah, please.
LinkedIn. Yeah, yeah. I'll do that.
So anyone has any other questions? Intents, any, have you noted the down? You would like to summarize, anyone? Yeah.
Hey, how can I share my LinkedIn ID on this? I'm not able to see any chat.
Actually, yeah. I think we will share it with Manoj. That's what I will share my like even
Or else
GitHub link.
I'll put it on the group. Most of the
Okay,
people
no
are there
problem.
on the. I'll put it on
Ah,
the group. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I think
Hey,
anyone can
last
summarize.
last but not the least, I'll have to drop. But before leaving, Bharat, thank you so much. Manoj,
Yeah,
thank you too for making this happen. Right? I know we need people like you and uh, who are like on top of a lot of things. But yes, I'm more than happy to carve out time to help or come on this stage. Yeah. Thanks, Bharat, and
thank
thanks,
you.
Manoj. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you
Yeah,
for
I'll drop.
adding your points as well. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Most welcome.
Thanks, Abhay, for the interactive session. Yeah. And
Yeah, I
thank you
loved it.
so much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bharat. Yeah, thank you for the initiative you've taken for this one. I hope
Yeah,
in future we can have much more more depth in the contents with hands-on and all. and it will
Yeah.
be helpful for eventually helpful for everyone.
Yeah.
If
Sure.
anyone having any doubts, you can ask, or you want suggestions or feedbacks. Otherwise, we can close for now, right?
Yes.
Hello. I'm new to this AI agent topic, so I want some recommendation on how a beginner can understand it better way. Could you recommend me some materials or tutorials where a beginner can understand this topic much better?
Right. Right. So I would suggest you try building something like so yeah, first you can go through the different topics, right? Like have you built a RAG system? Have you built a like simple LLM summarization? Like start with that, right? Like start with the basic thing, then go for workflow, right? Like using something like LangGraph, you can build like a workflow for a RAG application. Then and the better way is hands-on, because like the thing is it's evolving very fast. Like so if you try to do it, you will get the most relevant information also, and you will actually remember it also. Like so that's what I would suggest.
Okay, thank you,
Uh,
sir.
yeah.
Any other questions or feedbacks or something? Ananya, Annapurnani. Otherwise, we can close the wind up, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then. Thank you so much, Bharath, once again.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
And everyone,
Thank you.
also everyone. Yeah. And see you then
Thank
in
you.
the next session.
Yes. Yeah.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, thanks, Rohit.
Thank you, sir. Really learned a lot.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, sir.
Bharath?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm not able to close it. You can.
No, wait. Just anyway.